Alright, we're in. Okay, we're all working. Okay, so today we'll be doing what we're always doing, playing guitar. That's good. Oh God, playing guitar is good. We'll be doing a lot of that today. Right, musical alphabet, 12th fret. Everything is working. Okay, here we go. Everything is working. Okay. How are your A chords getting on? Are your little E strings ringing out in your A chords? Are your G strings ringing out in your A7s? Are you able to play the A chord without hitting that big E string? Are you? Are you? Okay. A chords. For the A chord, let's talk about not hitting certain strings today, okay? So we're playing our A chord. Now, how do you play an A chord without the big E string hitting? Alright? It's a question on everyone's mind. What you do is you angle your hand. So instead of strumming down, up, down like this, wait, yeah. We change it so we're strumming like this. The angle is a little bit different, okay? So instead of going down, we're coming at it from the side. Alright? And that, along with the angle your hand is at on the guitar, so you're changing the angle. Instead of down, up, down, up, down, up, where it's slightly coming from the side or so on. That's why we got big holes here on the scratch plate and put on the pick guard. All that wear and tear from all that angling. Alright. So A chords. So we don't want to hit that big E string on that A chord. Why? Why do we not want to hit an E string, on an A chord? Well, I'm going to tell you. Because if you hit this E string, it's now a different chord. And I know it might seem a little bit picky and so on, a bit nitpicky, and you're right, it is a little bit nitpicky. The world won't end if you hit that big E string. But my guitar's out of tune. Needs to be, is it? That used to blow my mind when I was a kid, and I could. Someone would be playing the guitar like on the stage or something, and someone would lean over to me and say, "Do you think it's the A string or the D string that's out in their guitar?" And I'd be like, "I didn't even know their guitar was out of tune." You know those kind of people that are just like, whoa, another level of, they've been a music genius since they fell out of the womb, them lads. I didn't get my musical ear for another 7 or 8 years or something, and still, I don't know. It's getting there, it's getting there. Alright, so we have our A, B minor, C sharp, D, E, F sharp minor, C sharp diminished, and into an A. So what makes an A chord? An A chord. Sorry, when I say that, an A major. Let's rewind for 1 second. If you hit the E string while you're doing an A chord, as I said, the world won't end. It's fine. But it becomes an A/E. And what does an A/E mean? It means it's an A chord with an E in the bass. Okay, so I think that's like the fifth below or fourth, who knows. I've gone blank with my, it's the fifth. I'm gonna say it's the fifth. Below, but fuck it. Now, I'm gonna talk about the harmonic content of a major chord. A major chord is Okay, let's take a deep breath here. We're going into complicated land here. You guys can keep picking away at your A chords or your D7s and so on. So I've just dipped into some mind-blowing music theory, which is that if you're doing an A chord, but you strum the E string as well, somehow, no one knows why, well we do know why, it suddenly becomes an A/E. On the same vein, or similarly, if you play a D chord, but you play just the bottom 4 strings. That's the D chord, okay? And we've talked about how to do that. Instead of playing just down, we're coming at it from a slight angle. Alright? Even... yeah, just slight angle. Okay, now, we're playing our D chord. Now, if we accidentally hit our A string, that now becomes an A/D, an A over D or whatever, okay? And it does sound different. Here's just an A, here's a D. Now we're going to accidentally hit one more string. It has this note in it. Okay, so that's a D/A. Now, what the flip would happen if we hit an open E string? Oh my god. With a D, what would it be then? That's what it'll sound like. Instead of, or it's gonna sound, that's D, here's D with an E in it. It sounds different. Here's D/A. So you can almost make a song just changing the bass line of this one chord. Okay, so we got our open string D there, we got our open A, and we got our open E. So I'm just going to show you why it's important to play, you know, the recommended strings. Okay, so I'm just going to make up a little song right now, and all it's going to involve is me accidentally hitting the wrong bass note. Okay, it's either going to be a D chord, which is the bottom 4 strings, with the A in the bass, which is another option, or else with the E in the bass. Okay. Let's try it out. Let's see what we got here. So that's the D. I accidentally hit the E. Here comes the A. E. Back to D. Oh, I'm just strumming my guitar. Not the world's best song, but you get the idea. It's important to keep an eye or an ear on the strings you're playing. It won't be the end of the world if you hit all the strings, but it's recommended that you go with the recommended strings. So for D, once again, D and D7, recommended you just hit them, the back 4 strings. Now, where does your hand plectrum or coin or whatever you're into, if you're playing your guitar, would need to be? Ideally, right behind that sound hole. Just, and when I say right behind the sound hole for my audio listeners, I guess, yeah, just right behind the sound hole. So kind of palm close to the bridge, and pluck it away. If you want that warmer tone, you can go right up to about in just under an inch from the fingerboard. If you want more of this warmer, so you can probably hear that in your ears. Here's a warmer sound. Here's an A. A warm A, straight out, cool out of the fridge. Here's a warm A. So that's me finger picking near that fretboard. You can probably hear it sounds nice, warm and woolly and so on. Now I'm going to play at the bridge. So the bridge is going to sound a little bit kind of sharper. Yeah. Some might say a little bit more like a banjo. I really like it. Let's go to D. Let's steal that D, and let's try that D around the neck area. So that's why you see on some guitars they have 3 electromagnets. Actually, I don't think they're electromagnets. I think they're just magnets. Fuck it, I'll say they're electromagnets because they are attached to electricity. You only have pickups on the guitar, okay? And depending on which pickup you choose on the guitar, sometimes on a Les Paul model there's one here in the neck, there's one in the bridge. I'll go over what pickups are in a while, so don't worry about that. So there's so many big chunks of metal here near the sound hole on the guitar, okay? If it's a Stratocaster style, it'll have three ones. One near the bridge, which will sound like this. One in the middle, which will sound like this. And one near the neck will sound like this. I know that sounds a bit bonkers, but that's all it's doing. It's just giving you different positions of the... If you move your hand, you can get a similar change in tone. So here's the bridge. And here's the neck position. Bridge. neck. And that's all that's happening with pickup placement ish. Kind of, that's all that's happening. Kind of. It just amplifies those higher frequencies as opposed to low woolly frequencies. It puts more emphasis on that subject. If it was talking about something, that's where the emphasis would be. That would be the point they keep coming back to. Alright. Now, without going on metaphorical tangents, where are we? We're back in our A chord. All is well. Okay, so how do we make a major chord? Okay, so these chords that are on the screen, we have option A, which is also option 1, which is known as, okay, number 1 here we see on the screen. Number 1, major A. What does that mean? What is a major chord? What is a minor chord? What is a diminished chord? Great question. Thank you for Hula bus. Thanks for asking. Okay, what is a major chord? What is a minor chord? What is a diminished chord? What is an augmented chord? They're all triads. They're all stacked triads. And what the flip is a triad? A triad means 3. And add means adding 3s together, I guess. That makes sense. I'm just making this up as I go along, but that seems... maybe that's true, that seems logical. Maybe that's Latin or something, I don't know. So listen, back to the point. Triads and intervals, okay? So here is, if you want, I'll talk you through it and then I'll give you examples. So a major chord is made up of a major triad, which sounds like this, and a minor triad, which sounds like this. I think. Okay, yeah, I'll agree with myself with that one. Alright, so here's a major triad. Here's a major triad, pardon me. Okay, it sounds kind of chirpy. Here's a minor triad, they sound kind of sad. Here's some other minor triads. These aren't even triads, these are intervals, excuse me. What's a minor interval? It sounds kind of like a bit depressed or something. And here's some more major intervals. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Major. Sounds quite optimistic, doesn't it? That sounds kind of cool. It sounds like everything's going to be okay. Okay, and that's again our classic 1, 4, 5. All right. So what is a major chord? I'm going to have to keep repeating this again and again in lessons because this stuff just didn't make sense to me for years. It seems so simple, but I just couldn't get my head around it. A major chord is just 3 notes. What 3 notes? These 3 notes. And what are those 3 notes? These two, the first 2 notes must have an interval of a major third, and the second 2 notes, the intervals between them need to be a minor third, which sounds like this. Okay, so major, minor, major, minor, major, minor, major, minor, major, minor, happy major, sad minor, happy major, sad minor. Okay, very simplistic way of me explaining this. So a major chord, think of the major chords as happy. 1, 4, 5, happy. Now, how do you make a major chord? What are the ingredients? What are you cooking? Olive oil, a few tomatoes, a few grapes, 1 milliliter of cooking oil and so on. So the ingredients are a major third and a minor third, stacked. Okay? Sounds like this. Major, and here's the minor back end. Maybe it isn't. Okay, that's a major, an A major. Okay, yeah, so major interval, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 semitones. I might be wrong on that one. And on the back it's a minor interval. Okay, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones. Okie dokie. I know this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but alright. So a major chord is a major triad with a minor triad. Now a minor chord is just the exact opposite of that. It's a minor triad, minor interval, excuse me. A minor so when I say triad, that means 3. So I mixed up my own language here. Major triad, 3 notes. Minor triad, 3 notes, but the intervals are the same. You can even see here if I do a close up on the guitar. 1 major 3, 1 minor 3, which means minor chord. 1 flat 3, 1 3 5, 1 flat 3 5. I might be using the wrong terminology here. So anyway, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. So once again, key of A, D, E. The A chord is based on a major I'm second guessing my language here. Intervals. Intervals are the notes I'm looking for. An interval is the distance between 2 notes, okay? That's what an interval is. A triad is when you get 3 intervals and put them together, okay? So, when you're building a chord, you need some intervals. You need a major interval and a minor interval stacked together. Okay, that's a major chord. If you want a minor chord, you need a minor interval and a major interval stacked together. So the minor goes first, alright? Now, if you want a diminished chord, it sounds like this. That is 2 minor intervals put together. Once again, a minor interval, here's minor. That's diminished, okay? Diminished, 2 minor intervals put together. Now, what if you did the opposite of that? You would have augmented. You'd have augmented, and augmented is when you get 2 major intervals and put them together, so. Okay? So, major interval is a major, a major chord is a major interval and a minor interval. A minor chord is a minor interval and a major interval. A diminished chord is 2 minor intervals put together. And an augmented chord is 2 major intervals put together. Okay, that was very oversimplified and so on, but that's why a lot of people say, oh, music is just maths, because it kind of is. Everything in life is kind of just maths, to be honest, and formulas, but shh, don't tell anyone. Alright, so that was music theory. So here's some major chords for you. A, D, E, and those chords are based on a major interval and a minor interval. Okay, and that's every chord. Even though if you strum a chord, okay, let's take for example we strum an A chord. Strum an A chord. There's only 3 notes in that chord. Okay. Even though we're strumming 5 strings, there's only 3 specific notes in that chord. Alright, to be very careful on what terminology I use here. So all the 3 notes is A, the major third above that, which is C sharp, and finally the E. Okay, so I'm going to go through all the strings we're strumming here, and please God, they will all be in here somewhere. Alright, going from the bottom, we got E. Next one on the B string, we have C sharp. On the G string we have G sharp, A, D string plus 2 is E, and and A string. Okay, so they're all there. We have, how many A's do we have? We got on the A string and the D string are all A's there, that's an octave, and then we have an E and another E on that D string, and finally we have our third, which is our colour note, which tells the chord whether it's happy or sad. Happy, sad, that interval there, that's the interval. C sharp, C, C sharp, C, B string second fret, B string first fret, okay? I'm just changing there between an A chord and an A minor chord. Now, because you guys are so good, I will show you an A minor chord, just because I'm after bogging you down with music theory and I feel sorry for your brains. Okay, so here's how to do an A minor chord. Okay, here's what we do. We get, I'm gonna have to Google this as well. We get our E chord. Alright, this is something physical for you guys to be practicing, because I know this is a lot of information. So we're doing our E chord, okay? Now all we have to do, for some reason Amazon is coming up. Okay, now listen. All we have to do an A minor chord is do the E shape. Okay, have you got your E shape there, ladies and gentlemen? Have you got your E shape? Get your E shape out. Am I doing some mad facial expressions here? Get your E shape and this one will do. Get your E shape and bring everything down one string. Okay? So just, I'll show you the motion and then I'll show you the chart. Oh, where's the camera? Here's your E chord. Now we're going to bring the chord down so that I'm just going to bring it down. It's going to sound like this. Alright? Put it all down towards the floor. Okay? Did you get that, my love? Let's get this. I'll get this up on the screen now. So that's how you do an A minor chord. Just do your E chord, which you already know, and then you bring everything down one single string towards the floor. Okay? And that gives you one new chord. And that is why I keep, you guys, that's why I keep going on and on and on. Every single lesson, know these three chords, because once you understand how to keep time and your 1, 3, 5, just how to move your fingers around the guitar, you'll be able to learn everything. It's just like bang, 4 seconds. You could already do that A minor chord, do you know what I mean? You already can do it. It probably took you 4 seconds to do that A minor, because once you apply, here's it is on the screen, that A minor chord. So there it is. It's on the screen. If you just listen to this, all you have to do. Let's go string by string. So we got open A. Now we have middle finger on that D string second fret. Then underneath that we have our ring finger on the G string second fret. Then our index finger is on the B string first fret. Finally we have that open little E string. Once again from the bottom. Little E, B string first fret is the note C, which is your index finger. Then we're going on to D, ring finger on that G string there. Middle finger on the D string, second fret, and find that open A string. Okay? So what I would like to do personally is I like to go from A, which is major, to A minor, which is minor. And why? So you can hear that difference between happy, sad, happy, sad. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Alright. I'll go through how to do it once again for my audio listeners. So open A string, middle finger on that D string second, middle finger on that D string second fret, ring finger on that G string second fret, index finger on that B string first fret, little E, open. Now here's the major triad. the major chord. Here's the minor triad. Here's the minor chord. Okay? How do you make a major chord? It's a triad, a major interval on top of them with a minor interval. And then, oh god, minor chord is the opposite of that, so it's minor interval with a major interval. Alright, and diminished is a minor interval with a minor interval. I may have done that wrong, but something like that. And a major, augmented is a major and major, which is something like that. Alright, so that's the crack with that. So practice changing between all those chords, morning, noon and night. Okay, you got your A7 to A minor. Practice. Practice going from E to A minor. And hearing what these things sound like. Just hearing all those chords and all those changes. And we're going to do a little tune-up now. Tune up our guitars. Okay, here we go. Oh my word, is that in tune? Here we go, little E. Tuning down and up. Let's try B. That was really funny. I tuned it and then I hit it, and as I hit it I could hear the pitch going because the tension was evening out from the point it's locked in here at the tuning, at the machine head in between the nut here. There was tension higher than there, and it evened out the tension. It's just like hot air and cold air. It's all to its science, and it'll all even out. It's like if you pour more water into a bath, it won't just pile up, oh here's a big lump of water. It all disperses evenly across the surface or something like that. That's your D. Here's A. Okay. There's your G. We might. Now I'm going to tell you something that's really fucking difficult. If you can do this, fair play to you. I stopped using my guitar tuner yonks ago, and I just tried to tune off ear through a reference note. So anytime I picked up my guitar, now it's stuff like a tuning fork is good to have. There it is in the ears, everyone. Alright, I think you get an E note, and then it once the transient goes down, you get an A full resonance. But anyway, back to the point. When you start to internalize the pitches, whether it's going off a single reference note, when you try to tune the guitar, or do anything to stretch your musical ear, it's just it's just so good. You just start getting so musical. Me and a very close friend of mine were playing this game. We were just listening to music, and we were just doing my one of my favourite games, which is just singing each other like ba ba da ba da, and then the other person has to play it on the guitar, and then they play a different riff like and then you go and you both try to get it like kind of not as quickly, well, more or less kind of friendly competition. Like you try to, if you can't play the exact notes, you try to have a conversationally thing. Yeah, so even on some level you can just do it with general dictation by someone just going ooh bop ha, and then you have to go ooh bop ha. It's just really good for developing your ears and syncing up your vocal cords with things. You might already think of this in a way which is and these are serious skills which across species are recognised as useful. Anyway, I won't get into all that stuff. It just shows, social intelligence and all these kind of things, and it helps you with language. And if you can hear, well, it's so similar to learning a language, and you're just learning how to. It's just like running. You're just learning how to use your body. Okay, so listen, that's all we have time for today. I'm already 17 seconds over. I have to go. So keep going. Keep that guitar in sight, okay? Do not put your guitar in the case. Keep it in sight. Keep it right there in front of the fucking TV. And then every time you're going on to turn the TV, you turn the TV on, then you grab your guitar and you go over and you fucking play it. Even if it's just you're playing with a little ukulele, even if you're just playing with a guitar app on the fucking phone, you just fucking keep it on your mind in a positive way. You don't go, oh, I have to play guitar, because what's the fucking point if it's a fucking chore? Why would you play guitar if it's a fucking chore? Why would you do anything? It's fucking... Life's for fucking living, alright? Don't spend your life doing something you fucking hate. It is a bit of... Like, it is a bit of work at the start or whatever, but it's all about you think about it. There's some great... Unfortunately, I can't remember. I think it was a Japanese philosopher. Like, you have to enjoy the work you're doing, otherwise, like, what's the fucking... Anyway, listen, I'll talk about that in another episode, but that's not related to guitar playing, so have a great day and goodbye.